Hey there lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maddie, where I love to talk all things makeup, especially tutorials. But in this video today, I'm giving you something special. We're going to talk about makeup brushes that you actually need to apply makeup. Now, when you watch lots of makeup tutorials, even some of my tutorials, I like to use a variety of brushes. I mean, I have a whole case, and that's just because I like to apply makeup. It's one of my passions, and so I have many brushes around. Now, for the everyday user though, you don't need that many brushes. All right, so we're gonna go through each and every single one of them, what they mean, what they do, and how to use them. The first thing I'm going to talk about is actually not even a brush. It is a handy dandy makeup sponge. Okay, mine is dirty because let's be honest, I use it to apply my makeup, okay? I didn't just wash it just now. I use my sponges over and over until, you know, I'm gonna use every single side of this sponge, even the bottom, and then I'm gonna go ahead and wash it because I am a mom, I work from home, and so it's just not realistic for me to clean my sponge every single night. I have so many other things I need to do. I need to cook dinner, I need to spend time with my family, you know, as well as spending time for myself. And that means taking a shower, doing some beauty care things, but really realistically at the end of the night, I'm ready to just fall down in bed and go to sleep, not spend time washing my brushes or my sponges. So a sponge is really helpful. You can wet this or you can use it dry. I personally have used it both ways, and I actually like it dry. That is my preference because I feel like when it's wet, it's mixing with my foundation, my concealer, and it just makes it really splotchy, and you know, it mixes that water with the oils and the foundation, and it does not make for a very cute blend. So this can be used for applying really anything, okay? You can use it for applying foundation all over your face. You can use it for concealer, and that's the nice thing about that tip there, is that you can get right in the corner of your eye. You can get in the corner of your noses because we don't want to forget those creases there. You can use the bottom, you know, for applying everywhere. I've also used this for applying cream blush. I've used it for applying cream bronzer. When I realistically go on vacation, I am using this like 80% of the time for all of my products, especially if I take cream products with me, because it's so much smaller, more compact than taking brushes with me. And even though I don't realistically right now wash this every single night, when I'm traveling, I can wash this and it'll be dry, versus my brushes, they get dirty while I'm on vacation. And this I can just use over and over. I can clean it as many times in the hotel or wherever I'm staying and use it for every single product. So this is a very, very versatile tool, and definitely something that from beginner to intermediate to advanced makeup users should have in their toolkit for applying makeup. Okay, the next tool is a powder puff. Okay, this one is from LH Cosmetics. You can get these from E.L.F, you can get these from Amazon, and even with the makeup sponge, you can get those on Amazon, Ulta. You could get the Beauty Blender if you want. I've never personally used the Beauty Blender brand, but any sponge will do. And just like with a puff, so long as it's like that velvety, soft texture, that's what you need so that it will apply powder. And that's what this is for. There are actually two things you can use to apply powder. So you can either use a powder brush, okay, it's really big and not dense, it's fluffy, and it's just really big for getting all over your face for applying that powder, right? This puff is for getting more in targeted areas, so like the corner of your eye, the outside corner, and you can even do it, you know, around your T-zone. And I just really like using the puff more than a brush because a brush is going to apply a small amount of powder, which is great, you know, for my forehead where I've got some lines, and so I don't want as much powder, but I do need to set there. But yeah, it's just not going to pack on that powder like this will. And when I say pack on, like, you don't have to have tons and tons of powder on this puff and then go ahead and put it on, but just a little bit amount, you know, and really stamping it where you need it. I'm putting it in the corner of my eye outside here because that's where I need it the most so that my mascara doesn't transfer. But, you know, really being able to get those targeted areas and really just being able to put that pack that powder there and set the makeup so it doesn't move. Now the next brush that I have is also another big one, okay? A big fluffy brush. This one's a little bit more tightened up here rather than the powder brush that was, you know, more flayed. This is an E.L.F. Flawless Fish brush, and I like to use this for bronzer because for bronzer, you know, we're trying to get in a lot of different areas in our face. We're trying to cover a big surface area, and if I were to come in with a little brush, a little brush is going to very densely pack on the bronzer, and it's going to make splotches, and it's not really going to blend super well. You could, I have swapped back and forth between a big brush and a small brush, but I've just found that a big brush is better because it's going to cover more surface area. It's going to really give you that good blend, and because it is tapered here, if you see it kind of tapers up, that tapering is also, you know, the bronzer is going to get on the top here, and it's also going to get on the sides, so it's really going to make that even blend everywhere that you want it to. The next brush is another face brush, and this is for blush. Okay, it's another fluffy brush, but it's smaller than my bronzer brush. That's because I don't need to put as much on my face. I'm putting it in more targeted areas, like right here on my face, right? Maybe a little bit on my forehead and things, but I really want to be a little bit more precise, so I'm going to use a smaller fluffy brush, okay? If I use a very densely packed brush, then that powder is going to get caked on there, and then when I try and put it on, I'm going to put way too much blush on my face. I'm going to look like a clown. Nobody wants to look like a clown when you're wearing blush. So a nice fluffy brush. I also really like fluffy brushes for putting on cream products. This also works super well for putting on cream products. You could even use this size brush for putting on bronzer if you want. Really what I look for when I am looking for brushes to add to my collection is brushes that are very versatile, right? They're not just a bronzer brush. They're not just a blush, not just a highlighter. I want to be able to use them across all my products because that's how you become an artist in makeup, is being able to be, you know, very versatile, very flexible with all of your tools. If you're a beginner or if you're just starting to curate your collection of brushes, or you just need a few brushes to, you know, get going, again, you want something that is going to be more versatile so that you can use it across many different products. Okay, next we're going to talk about eye brushes, and I did kind of go through this in my basic eyeshadow look for beginners, so if you look in the cards and follow that video, you'll be able to get, you know, a very in-depth talk about each of these brushes as well, and how to use them and how to apply eyeshadow with them, so you can see that very real world application with them. So this first brush is a fluffy brush, okay? So you want to use a really big fluffy brush for blending that eyeshadow, and then you want to come in with a smaller fluffy brush, but you notice the difference here, how one is much bigger, one is a lot smaller, and this smaller one is more densely packed, and so it's going to be able to pack on color a little bit more. It'll give you a little bit of a blend, but really you want to depend on this big fluffy brush over this one for putting on, you know, blending, but this one's going to pack on that color for you. And then the last one for eyes is a shader brush. It's gonna, you know, pack on, you know, your glitters, your shimmers, your, you know, light colored mattes, and just be able to put that all over, you know, this flat part of your mobile lid. And the last brush that I have here is a spoolie, and if you flip it, it is an eyeliner brush. So dual-ended brushes are also going to be your best friend if you're looking for something that is going to be versatile. I know Amazon has a lot of great options for dual-ended brushes, and I love them. E.L.F. also has a complexion brush that's great for that as well, because again, we're looking for versatility, flexibility, so that you don't have this over amount of brushes in your collection, especially when you're starting out. If you're at the everyday makeup user, you don't need a million brushes, right? Not all of us are professional makeup artists. So a spoolie, this is going to be great for, you know, combing through your brows. Also, if you have mascara anywhere on your face, and when you're putting on, sometimes we nick our eyelid or something, let it dry all the way, and then grab a spoolie and you can just scrape that away. And then also, I love this eyeliner brush because, again, it makes it very versatile. You don't have to have an eyeliner in your collection. You can dip into eyeshadow with this. eyeliner brush, and you can create that winged eyeliner or the eyeliner however you want, or bring it close, you know, under your lash line here. For your makeup collection, all you need are 3 eyeshadow brushes with 1 spoolie and an eyeliner brush at the end, 3 face brushes, a sponge, and then a powder puff. Okay, really you have 9 tools that are going to get the entire job done for you, and that's all you need for applying your makeup, whether you're beginner, intermediate, advanced, professional makeup artist. You only need a few to get started, okay? Don't let everyone tell you that you need to have so many brushes out there, because you don't. To have a great makeup look, you only need the number of tools that fit in your hand, okay? That's it. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something, were able to take something away from it. Share this video with, you know, any friends that you know that are getting into makeup or are having a really hard time deciding what tools, or, you know, just unsure. Share this video with them. Make sure that you subscribe so that I can create more awesome content like this for you guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!